Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, so we are waning quarter moon for July 18th to 24th, 2025. And the energy insight that indicated in the new moon reading for the month had us looking this week at the values that we hold in our life, as well as what does value mean to you? Meaning, what is of value? If you were to define things in your life, material or immaterial, meaning the looking at someone, your relationship with someone, or how you feel about yourself, or how you feel about a friend, or what you see of value in other people, even people you don't know. What you see of value of places you like to go to, dreams that you have, and why they are of value. Those types of questions are being nurtured so that you have a clearer definition as to a pathway to take when you are presented with an opportunity within your heart center, and you go and explore which pathway to take. You will have an easier time knowing which is more valuable to you, because it will be clearly identified how you value each opportunity and what value it can bring for your life going forward. That feeds into your manifestations. So, before I get fully into the messages and tips and hints for this week, I'm going to go through the waning quarter moon, what it means to be in flow, what it means to recognize shadow moments in your life, so that you have an easier time working through the shadow, but also recognizing the abundance within areas of your life for this week. So, the chakra areas that we that are being encouraged to balance, to work through the shadow, but also to recognize the abundance that you have and flow with them this week, is your center of value, your wisdom center, and your manifestation center, also known as your crown, third eye, and your throat chakra. The laws of the universe that will be assisting, in addition, like always, to the remaining laws of the universe, because they never stop. Law of relativity, law of manifestation, and law of vibration. So, if you are willing to look within and within your life and see how to raise your vibrations, align with your manifestations, and see what's of value to you this week, you will hit those growth opportunities that you desire. Okay, so being in flow, strong intuitive direction, and knowingness of value opportunities. So you are nurturing your intuition each time you are in flow within this area. Deep connection with self and allowing new perspectives. Knowing you are supported and can breathe easier, inner and outer peace. Imagination and vision for future, and believing that it's prosperous. Actively mapping manifestations in your consciousness. Healthy practice towards integrity and honor. effective and discerning communicative skills, non-judgmental, mindful, observant, decisive. Curiosity around worthiness connections concerning manifestations and the intentions around them. Shadow moments, lack of trust in your own intuition. Limiting beliefs around value. Closed-mindedness, harsh beliefs that are limiting your perspectives. Overwhelm, confusion, frustration, apathy or disconnection from emotion. Depression, sleeplessness, lack of inspiration, resistance to identity shifts, self-sabotaging growth, feeling stuck, doubtful, unproductive, avoidance, reacting to uncertainty, feeling overstimulated, scattered emotions, trouble communicating, oversharing, isolating, highly influenced by others, argumentative, not speaking up, doubting your own voice, and talking for others constantly. So, if any of those landed for you, it's an opportunity to sit with. It's an opportunity to assess what's of more value, how you have been versus how you want to be. It's an opportunity to understand the value of exploring things, even though it may have been a family trait. Is it generational? Is there a reason behind it? Is it something that you can explore to understand what may have happened, no matter how far back it goes? Is it an opportunity to allow yourself to let that go and explore a different route of how you do things in life? Through forgiveness? Through divine action? Is it an opportunity? Which is more of value? Okay. This week, we're in the new moon monthly reading. I talked about a couple things. So the value and values was one deeply, it was the first thing that made sense for this week. And trying to nurture manifestations, trying to nurture growth within people. But there's also a reason for that. Because over the next, what did I say? I said within 6 to 9 months, there could be interest rate hikes. It's still within that 6 to 9 months. They may not hike as high as I thought, and I don't have an exact number, but it seems to be a little bit lower than it was when I did the reading, because government has seen potential hikes and did what they could to manage that situation. But they still could go up. So what does that mean? It means bill increases potentially. It means that utility bills may go up. It means credit card rates may go up, but not as much as you may think. Loans, obvious if it's interest rates. But there would be like an impact to the economy. Hopefully no impact to the price of goods, but if depending on the company, there may be, because they'll have to recover interest rates, their expenses, correct? So if you're looking at goals and aspirations, if you're looking at how you want your home life to be, how you want to have it easier on yourself, not just from a budget perspective, but when things happen like that, there could be layoffs, there could be budget concerns within a home life, or a stressful time for a business owner. It could be a domino type effect in your life. So when that happens, my question is how do you as a family get through it? Has it been easier in the past, or bumpy along the side of the road? Is the communication that you have between you and a partner, or you and your child, or you and peers, or family, or whatever the situation is, how are you in those situations? Because you can't control another person, but how are you in those situations? What would work for you to be able to pause and not react as much? Number one. Number two, what can you do in your life to not brace for impact, but prepare yourself so that it's not as big of a concern, not as big of a disruption in your everyday life? So it's understanding what's a value for you in those moments. You may not necessarily go out for dinner as much. You may not necessarily do things like you would have done. But are you seeing what's of value in your life to be able to nourish prosperity within your life even more still, without seeing it as a lack? Where are you nourishing the prosperity in your life so that you know you're still working towards abundance, even though there may be a disruption from a monetary perspective, from a budget perspective? What can you do to ensure that you know what's of value within your life, and how your values help you nourish that in particular? What you're essentially doing is you're looking at your life and you're going, okay, what do I want to nourish? What is a value that is refined? It may be subtle, but if I can notice that subtle refinement within my life, then I'll know that I'm still noticing prosperity within my life. I'm still noticing the abundance that I have, even though I don't necessarily live the way I used to live, or things are stretched in a way that is beyond my control. It is understanding your growth opportunities and the interplay between what you thought you needed to live a certain way versus what you have supporting you in a refinement, subtle, foundational way. Both from a personal knowledge, personal insight that nurtures your manifestations, but also from a additional resource that comforts you, or you notice that it is given to you in ways that are amazing, that lift you up instead of tearing you down. It's understanding those support systems so that you can be in flow. The communication that you have, how you express yourself, how do you talk to yourself, how do you listen to people, how do you listen within, how do you develop what matters to you for the long term. And even if you choose to accept something in the short term. Oh. The short term, apparently the short term message that I got, I did have it, I forgot, sorry. The short term message that I got was things that are in our life. When you notice things that are from a trigger or from an insight as you explore within, that's the short term. It could be. You don't need to keep it. If it's shadow, you don't need to keep it. That could be a short term. You can choose in that moment to go, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to be that way. So what's the plan to vibrationally move forward? What's the manifestation? Because in that moment where you said, I don't want to be that way, you knew there was value in there. So then you get to explore how to develop a new habit that's healthier, how to stretch into that comfort zone, or just beyond the comfort zone into a growth zone. How do you do that? Explore. What are things that you can do that would be healthier? And then explore with how vibrationally aligned you are to making those happen. So you can find your feet and move forward once again. Okay. I think that's it. Take care, everyone. Don't forget to look at there's shorts and reels that I have available on YouTube and Facebook that have questions for different growth opportunities. And if you still haven't seen the new moon monthly read, it still has a bunch of information, more than I shared today. So you can do a deep dive and explore once again how that fits for you. And there's also the highlights, 7 highlights video, and the weekly notes video that were derived from that, but again, don't have everything. So until next time, take care.